Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a fast, concise overview, Book of 2 Kings, chapter 7. Let's get started now. The Book of 2 Kings chapter 7 recounts the miraculous events that took place during a time of severe famine in Samaria. The city was under siege by the army of the king of Aram, and the people were suffering greatly. In the midst of this dire situation, God used 4 lepers to bring about a great victory and provide for his people. The chapter begins with the prophet Elisha proclaiming that God will provide food for the people of Samaria. However, the king's officer, who doubted the prophet's words, was punished with his life. The prophet then prophesies that food will become plentiful in Samaria and that the price of grain will drop dramatically. The officer's disbelief and punishment are important reminders of the consequences of unbelief and the importance of faith in God's promises. The chapter then shifts to the 4 lepers who are outside the city gates, discussing their dire situation. They reason that they might as well surrender to the Aramean army since they are already facing death from starvation. However, upon approaching the enemy camp, they find it deserted, with food and supplies left behind. The lepers realize that the Lord had caused the Aramean army to hear the sound of chariots and horses, causing them to believe that a large army was coming to Samaria's defense. In fear, they fled and left behind everything they had brought with them, including food and other provisions. The lepers quickly informed the city of their discovery, and the people of Samaria rushed to the enemy camp to gather food and supplies. The price of grain dropped as prophesied, and God provided for his people in a miraculous way. The story teaches several lessons about God's provision and faithfulness. First, it shows that God's word is true, and his promises can be trusted, even in the most dire of circumstances. Second, it demonstrates that God often uses unexpected means to bring about his will. The 4 lepers were outcasts and seemingly powerless, but God used them to bring about a great victory. Third, it reveals that God's provision is not limited by human means. Even in a time of famine and siege, God was able to provide abundantly for his people. The story also contains a warning against unbelief and disobedience. The king's officer was punished for his disbelief, and the people of Samaria had to suffer through a famine before they experienced God's provision. This serves as a reminder that God's promises require faith and obedience on our part. Overall, the story of 2 Kings chapter 7 reminds us that God is faithful to his promises and that his provision is not limited by our circumstances. We should have faith in God's word and trust that he will provide for us, even when we face difficult situations. Additionally, we should be open to the unexpected ways in which God chooses to work and be obedient to his commands. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.